This video presentation is of Tide and Soul, landscapes of sea and sun, presented by the smartest animal. So Tide and Soul is a soul photo gallery, but more than that, it is an audiovisual presentation. See, not only do I have photo prints up, I also have live music, video visualizer. When the live music wasn't playing, we had some original music being played over the aux. We had food and light refreshments, a charcuterie board. And overall, I wanted this to be a multi-sensory experience, so you don't just look at pictures and leave. The live music in particular, I believe, is so important because it really does give people an extra incentive to hang out and enjoy and watch the art come to life. The background video is actually the video visualizer that I used for the opening reception. So if you look at some of these shots here, you'll see a video projected on the wall, and that's exactly what that video is. And these videos are compilations of adventures that I have had almost completely in solitude, to just not necessarily get the perfect shot, but more so to be present in nature. I think the goal and the overall theme of these photos is emphasizing and prioritizing peace. Because yes, even though I did document these landscapes with video and photo, I think the best way to enjoy nature is to turn the screens off. So I hope by the end of this video, or during this video, or somewhere along the way, you're impressed to take the time to be out in nature, by the water, in the forest, in the trees, under the trees, by waterfalls. Maybe it's the first time in a long time. Maybe you haven't done it enough. And perhaps it motivates you to do it a lot more intentionally. I think that's what this is for. I think these photos that you can have placed in your home in many different sizes, I think these photos represent that. And as much as possible, the tones and the colors and the settings thereof, they're not necessarily changed too much, because I do really want to maintain that same level of intensity, power, and passion that can be found just by being in nature. I would like to talk about where the event was taking place. It might not seem obvious at first, but this is actually a cafe, and cafes are very important to my personal story of why the artistry continues to be what it is today. I remember I made a very big life decision over 10 years ago. It was a decision about essentially this today, what I wanted to do and how I wanted to express myself as a human, as an artist. And I remember when I made that decision, one of the first things that I did that wasn't necessarily academic related, but was definitely related to what and how I would be going about things for the rest of my life as an artist. And that is, I went to a cafe and I shared some originals that I had written. I performed with one of my colleagues, and I remember there being a lot of people supporting in the audience, specifically instructors from my school. So it was a powerful moment that had me realize how vital cafes, local, independent, minority owned, those places are super important for people like me who are seeking a place of self-expression without fear of judgment.